let's look at the HTML file that you put together,
Right.
right? So the first, this is like first thing to say is it's very good, well done. Most of it is bang on. Um, so we can look at like the couple of mistakes without it being it's wrong context.
All
To be
right.
clear, right? Cool, because it's very good. But how we learn is looking at the bits that are wrong and correcting them.
I'm not gonna get
But
offended.
good. I was just saying, like you did a good job, so
Thanks,
that's
bro.
great. Cool. So, like the first thing that you said is that you didn't test this in a browser
No.
whilst you wrote it. So you basically wrote this blind then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one thing to feel good about that, which is like, oh man, see, I can just write HTML blind without seeing what's going on.
Oh, cool.
Um, that's kind of good. But what's better is to every
Test
time
it.
you make a change, see what the hell's going on.
Right.
Because in reality, you're never going to like being able to write code blind is basically not the point. It's not very useful, right?
Right.
No programmer when they go, I'm really good, says because I can just do it without checking. Like, you see what I'm
That's the point of
saying?
programming,
Like,
isn't it?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the skill, the knowledge is knowing what needs to be done,
Right.
and then the kind of like, should this comma be there? Is that correct? That's wrong. Like that, the expected process is to kind of get all that stuff wrong. Look at it in the browser. The browser will quickly complain. It'll go, I have no idea what that bit means,
Right.
and kind of throw all its toys out the
I
pram.
don't speak
Then
Spanish.
you go, oh, that's the bit that it's saying is wrong. I'm going to change it, refresh it. That's better. And you see,
See.
always be iterating. Right. So let's test that theory out by opening this page in our browser and seeing what
Can't
happens.
remember how to do that. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. No, never apologize for saying you don't know something. That's always a good rule.
Mm.
So get your like. Okay, first thing to say is a little background. Like a HTML file
Yeah.
is a text file that has HTML tags in it, right?
Right.
The browser's job is to read some HTML and display that stuff on the screen,
Right.
right?
Right. Right. Right.
So the internet is all about lots of browsers reading HTML over the network from another computer and displaying it on the screen. That's what the internet is. Like
Yeah.
when you look at a web page, that's what's going on. The only difference in this case is that our HTML file is on our computer
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
on a network somewhere else, right?
Right.
So what we can do is a little trick where we tell Chrome, our browser, hey, open the HTML that I've got in a file on my computer rather than read the HTML that's on another website,
Yeah.
right? So if you open your Windows Explorer, the folder icon right on the bottom there,
I always fuck that up.
that's it. It's all right.
I always think about
Uh,
Internet Explorer.
HTML new, perfect. Now you see how the index HTML file that we've created has got a little Chrome icon. That's because your computer knows like that's going to be opened in Chrome. So
Right.
just double click it and it'll open our web page in Chrome.
Boom.
Right. So look, something pretty cool.
Oh,
We
dope.
do we do have our stuff on the page.
Fuck the entire thing up, but that's great.
No, we're gonna. There's a couple of little errors, but we're
Yeah.
gonna look at those in a second, fix them. But the cool thing is, like that has sort of worked.
Uh. I guess.
I'm just reading the text that you've written on the page now because it's fine because Trump fucked tweeted a porn star. That's great. Anyway, but the point I'm making is like now you're in this place. So whenever you're doing HTML, always be looking in the browser as to what's going on.
Right.
Make a change, refresh the browser. Make a change,
What
refresh
changes
the
do we need to
browser.
make?
Yeah. Good question. So, what the first thing I'd say,
Yeah.
you remember what I said about the head tag in the last video is
Mm.
the head tag doesn't actually display anything on the screen. It just has all of the metadata about the page,
Right.
like the title of the
Under the
page
hood.
and yeah, under the hood is a very good way to say that, right?
Right.
So look at your opening head tag.
Yeah.
That's line 20, isn't it? Yeah. Now that kind of makes sense. Like HTML, here is the head, right? Look
Mm.
at where the closing head tag
Oh, do
is,
you need it
though.
under it, right?
Well, well, yeah. I mean, hang on. Before you start moving stuff around, let's do the theory.
Okay.
Undo a few times, get it back to where the head tag was.
Oops.
Control Z a few times. Yeah, maybe
I'll just.
paste
I'll
now
just.
and you'll
I'll
be
just.
right. Yeah, cool. Right.
It's annoying it does that, although it's kind of helpful.
That's
Anyway.
it. You got it. Perfect. Right. Now, the theory I'm trying to get at is there is some stuff inside the head tag though
Oh,
that we
okay.
need,
The title
namely the title,
and the
right?
body.
So no, this is the bit that I think we're learning right now. Don't type anything for a minute, right? Let's make it flow where we kind of decide what to do, then we actually do it. So
Yeah.
get rid of that from. I know it's annoying,
I'm
but
not
it's just
annoyed.
to
It's
make
all good.
make the sort of process of really understanding it proper, right?
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is it's about understanding that HTML elements have children. They have stuff inside them, right?
Okay.
So it makes sense. Like the title goes in the head because it's not a thing that we're actually going to see,
The head's pregnant
whereas
with the title.
the head has the title, right?
Right.
So to put something inside an element, you see on line 21,
Yeah.
title and head are at the same indentation, like they're the same. If you tab title in, yeah, and do the whole of the title tag, so and its contents, tab line 22. Now you see how immediately that makes it look like the title is inside the head,
I see.
which is what we want, right?
Yeah.
So at that point we're going to think, all right, cool, there's actually nothing else to go in the head,
Right. So we just.
right? So now you can do the thing, perfect. And then we need to get rid of the head on line 52, the kind of
Oh,
stray
sorry. I thought
closing.
I cut it instead of copied it.
No, it's okay. I confused it by saying, right, now pause and have a look at that.
Okay,
And
man.
now
A
we're
lot better.
saying, so, and read the structure a little bit by saying there is a HTML tag at the top. That's it. There's nothing else apart from that, right?
Right.
So the HTML tag has two children,
Yeah.
one of which is a head tag and the other is a body tag. That's what we're saying about that, right?
Yeah.
So it's good to get no, the body's in the right place.
Shit.
That's it. That's perfect, right? So it's good to have a
But
kind
it's on
of
the same
read of
line
the
though.
yeah, as head. That's the thing. I think. That's
Ah,
the thing. I
I get
think
it
I'm
now.
trying to put into your
I got
head.
you.
Is
I got
like
you.
one HTML
Yeah.
element can have more than one child,
Sorry.
right?
I
It's
got you.
not. It's where in our example, HTML has two children, and head and body are like siblings.
Right. I see.
Neither
I
is
see.
more important than the other, but they're
Right.
both together in the
HTML.
with HTML as their parent,
Right.
right?
Right.
And if you think of it like that, parent and children,
That's a lot easier to think about.
children is plural, not child.
Right.
That's I think the bit where we were bumping up against
That's
last
what was
time. And as
confusing
soon
me. Yeah.
exactly, I think I knew that. So as soon as we understand that concept, we can sort of go, what other rules are there?
Yeah.
In terms of structure, basically that's it,
Oh, okay.
right?
Cool.
So in terms of like now I say that's it. That's
No,
it
no,
when
no,
it
no.
comes to just understanding like the basic concept that a HTML document has a structure.
That's relevant
But the
here.
next the next thing is to think like what elements go inside what, and now you have to learn all the tags,
Right.
right? So
So I fucked this up
right.
royally. So.
Well, no, let's read the next bit. So the next bit is saying, oh, there's a body. So
Mm,
whatever goes inside the body will be visible on the screen.
right.
Well, that sounds good. Okay. So then we've got an opening address tag,
Right.
which is cool. It's like, oh, we're
Oh, I
going to
didn't
put
close
an
it.
address
Shit.
here.
Oh no,
Well,
I
you
did.
have closed
In
it,
the wrong
yeah,
place.
but it's similar to what we just did with the head, which is where like the entire body is now the address.
Right. I got you. Uh, is that?
Yeah,
Hang
they'll
on.
do.
Oh
They'll,
fuck.
they'll do. Paste it there.
Hold on. I've lost it now. How'd you get it back? You can't. Can
If you undo a few times, it should come back at the bottom. But also, you could just type out the closing. There it is. You got it.
I'm
Well done.
I'm a busy man, guy. Right. Hang on.
Well, how about we make the whole chunk of text "Kai in it smoking trees" like that's the address, right?
Oh, the whole
So
thing.
just yeah, make the up until the block quote. Let's say that all of that content is the address. So how would you close it? Perfect. Yeah.
Oops.
Well,
Wait.
yeah.
Fuck.
Where you were about to paste it is where to put it.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Hang on. Sorry.
Paste
I
now.
can't
You
paste
should
it.
be alright.
Sorry. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Just type it out.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
Address.
Cool.
Oops.
It's done it for you. Look. Oh,
For fuck's sake.
could undo a little bit, and then yeah, you know what to do.
This is so annoying. Right. There we go.
Perfect. It's okay.
That's useful when it's useful.
You'll get a hang of how that autocomplete works. So, right. So now we've got this lovely address tag with some content inside it. So let's look at the order of these tags now. We're basically saying some text and then a bold and emphasis tag with some other text inside. Now, can you tell me what the B and the EM tags do?
Bold and like stand out. I think. I can't really
Yes,
remember.
bold and emphasis.
Yeah.
So the trick there is to think that actually they are essentially equivalent. Bold is
So I don't
slightly,
need both, do
yeah.
I?
You don't need both. Now, what to do is probably use EM because bold is the older tag. I can't tell you the exact difference between the two and when you should use them, but they're about equivalent. So the next thing to do, right, in our address tag, which is pure readability for humans now. It won't make a difference to the
Bro,
computer.
everyone can read that shit.
Yeah, but I'm really forcing in wax on, wax off for a
Alright, dude.
second. It will help you, I
Kai
promise, right? So,
information.
n-
No, I don't know. What do you want? Kai
well, leave the
is
text alone. The text is
pedantic.
fine.
Alright, fine. No, I'm joking. Alright, fine, there you go. In it.
That's it. Leave the text alone. Hit the EM tag. That's at the end of that line 28. Make it go onto a new line. The one that's on line 28. Look, if you go onto line 28, there's an EM tag right at the end. That's it. Make that go to a new line, and then just tab in the text inside the EM tag. This on line 30. Just tab it in one. That's it. Now look at that. That looks a lot neater. The text. Well, here's how to read this. Hang on. You see where it says Kai in it on line 28. Tab it, like delete it back there. Now leave that alone for a sec. Look at the address tag. That's like the parent of all this
Ah, I
content,
see.
right?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Now, the thing that we need to understand, one more thing about structure is HTML tags can have more than one child, right? We've said that. They can
Right,
have children, yeah.
right,
But so what I'm trying to explain here is HTML tags can have text or other HTML tags inside them.
right.
So
Like
here,
a
yeah.
like a an array can have an array in it.
Exactly, very good. That was a good example. So the address tag right now has two children. The first child is some text with Kai in it as the value, and the second child is an EM tag, right?
Right.
And the EM tag has one child, which is some text. Can you see how it's working?
Yeah.
Great. Now, it's very important to get your HTML tabbed properly. I know it feels
No, I get you.
pedantic, but when you come back to edit it and it's not tabbed, you have no real sense of the structure.
Right, it'll be a
It
mess. You
really,
won't be able to
really,
read it.
really helps. It really helps. And you'll be surprised how many people don't do that. And then you go in to edit their stuff and it's just, oh, I can't make sense of
I'm guessing you
what
do this a
div,
lot.
what part encloses what other part and all of that
Right,
stuff, right?
right.
So great.
Cool.
That's sorted that bit out.
Right.
Let's look at the next bit. So
We need to
you
put this
notice
up a bit
how
like this, and then like that.
well
Like
all you
that.
need is to actually do, yeah, that's it. It was just deleting the empty line above it.
Yeah.
So you notice how all of these tags are kind of like they're tabbed in too much. They're not lined up with address. So if you choose all of the rest of the body right now, select the whole thing down to the bottom of the video tag. That's it, and press Shift Tab.
Hang on. Shift
Hold
tab.
Shift. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. See, it's brought them all back to line up with address. Very good. See, now you're
Even the
you're
video.
doing,
Yeah, even the video.
yeah.
Does that line up? Yeah.
It doesn't quite like the mark line 41 and line 47 both need a tab because it's just one space. That's it. Perfect.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
And
see
then
that. Yeah.
that's all right.
Oh,
And then line
sorry, and also
47
grammar.
is one extra.
Oops.
Uh,
Like that.
no, that's tab too much. That's it. Perfect. You can see it visually, right?
Yeah,
You
I
should.
can visually see it. Yeah.
Once you start to kind of do this, you can very quickly see the structure. Now, the next thing to look at then is: are there any other structure errors in our HTML file along the same way?
Not that I see.
And
Well,
you're
there probably
correct.
is. Oh, nice.
No, there's not. And so that's what I'm saying. You've done a very good job. There's just a couple of tags
Wait, actually,
like
it's neater if I do
not
that.
in the right place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So save that file, refresh it in the browser, and let's see what we've got. There you go. So that's our. I mean, we've not told it to look that great yet. So,
Oh, okay.
but it's working. There's not any errors in there.
Awesome.
So go down. Let's go and have a look at what we expect to render now in this. So, so there's a. Okay, I see. Right, I
The
get it.
video's not showing up, is it?
No, so videos work slightly differently. So here's maybe let's think about an image tag. Let's look at some basic HTML tags now. So leave this file. Leave this file alone and save it as like get rid of that line. Save this as another
Right. Do you want to?
file now. Save as. And if you go to File menu and Save
Sorry.
as,
Yeah. Hang on. Save as.
that's the one.
And then what?
Cool.
What do you want?
Index2.html will be fine. No spaces in file names for a minute. That's it. You can always use underscore. Don't worry about the HTML because you see that save as
Oh, I see.
type
Sorry. Yeah, you're
option
right.
below. It'll do that part for you. That's it.
Save.
Perfect. Save that. Great.
Okay.
So now we've got a new page. So do something. Get rid of everything inside the body because we've got all of that now in the other file, right? So we don't need to keep it. Oh, we actually have two HTMLs in this file as well.
Yeah. Get rid of
So
that.
we can't really have two. One HTML file should have one HTML tag.
Right. So hang
Is
on.
a
Let
good
me
rule.
just
Yeah.
get rid of this. Right.
Yeah. Well done. That's it. I didn't notice that before.
Sorry. Right. There we go.
Save index. Okay, fine. Yeah, save that. Cool. So yeah, let's get index 2 then. Now the second one we're going to play with. Cool. Right. So let's first of all put a large header on the screen called "Hello World" or something. You don't have to have comments.
You do.
Like, I mean, well, that's good actually. So let's not stop that habit. Cool. So we've got the title. Okay, Jack. So pause for a sec.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fuck off until you tell me not to. Does that work or not?
Well, I was going to let you try it. Just tab the B in on line 7.
Like that?
Very,
Hang on.
very good. Very good. That's excellent tabbing skills. You get a lot of
Thank you.
points for that. So open that in the browser and let's see.
Point to Gryffindor. Right.
So you can just change the file name to index2.html. You see in the URL there at the top of the browser.
Does that
That's
work?
it. Yeah, it does because it's just
Oh, I
saying
see.
point at
Yeah, I
this
get you.
file on my disk. Yeah. Okay. Now
There's no
pause for a sec. Well, there's no content on the page because we haven't put anything on the body. But if you look at the title in the browser, see it's rendering the HTML tags. Now the reason for that is like I said, any content goes in the body, right? So
Yeah.
that's where HTML tags that make stuff go bold start to work.
I see. So I'll
Anything
turn it
that's
off
in the
then.
head is much more just like text. So the answer to your question is no. Adding HTML into a title tag doesn't work because it's not the page itself. It's like metadata for
I
the
see.
page.
So that goes here.
Right. Well, pause for a sec. Let's do a big header, right? So H1 is a good tag to use. So H1s already make stuff go bold, so there's no point in putting a bold
Oh, I
inside a
see. That's
H1.
cool.
See what I mean?
So
Yep.
hello world or
Yeah, hello world, perfect. Okay, so let's save it and see it in the browser, and that's a thing you'll always be doing: saving code, looking at what it does, saving code, looking at what it does.
awesome.
There you go.
Should we
We
make
got a
it
nice
all
H1.
capitals? Or is that dumb?
It's up to you. I
Nah, fuck
mean,
it.
you know, you can tell like whatever text you put in there will show in there.
Right.
Right. Next one. Let's make a link, which is
I
an
know.
interesting. Well, no, let's not quite do a link yet.
All right.
Let's make a paragraph. So
P.
a paragraph is P. Very good. Right. So just type in like this is some text that I am typing something. Cool. Save that. Let's look at that in the page and notice how
Boom.
that's smaller text, right? So next line.
Another paragraph or the same paragraph?
Let's make another paragraph.
Who are? Why doesn't it not come up? That's so weird. Yeah.
Okay. And then in this paragraph say, this is my favorite website or something. Okay. And then colon.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just grammar. It's
Yeah.
not code stuff yet. Cool. Now, the idea is we want to then put a link to our favorite website, right?
Yeah. So let's do that. Hang on.
Did you save? Did you save it?
Hold on. Is that how you do that?
Well, no. So, like, that's the. I mean, first of all, if we were making this website public,
Yeah.
that URL wouldn't work for anybody but you because only you have that file on your disk, right?
Well, fuck everyone else.
But then, like, generally, when we're putting websites that link to somewhere else, we want the link to work for whoever's looking at it. That makes sense?
Right. Me.
Yeah. Well, or your users, your
I'm joking.
visitors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if you open a browser and then open a new tab, and then just go to a website that you like, doesn't matter what it is. Try to keep it safe for work.
I love that you instantly had to say that. Okay.
Right, so YouTube, we can just link to YouTube,
There
or
we go.
how about you pick a YouTube video, like any video. Cool. So you see in the URL at the top there,
Yeah.
copy that whole URL, right?
And then put that in here, right?
So then come down to here, and then yeah, that's the idea. So if you save that now, and
I
then
really like
refresh,
Christy Leah, so that's true.
cool, refresh, cool.
Bang.
Now look at what's happened.
How do we make that linkable though?
Right, that's the exact question
Is
to
it?
ask. Yes. So
Oh,
what we have is we have a URL of another website.
right.
But we want to make that into a link on our page so someone can just click and they end up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to learn two concepts by doing this.
Okay.
Don't type it. Don't type anything
won't
until I
type
say it,
no.
right? So cool. So the first concept is that there's an A tag, right?
Yeah.
A stands for anchor,
Anchor.
which is basically like a link. It's like you
Anchor
can link
one.
to somewhere else. Yeah.
Right.
Now the other concept we have to learn is attributes for tags. Because up until this moment,
80.
all we've done is we've said, well, no, it's not a tag,
ATTR.
right?
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. It's not a tag, right?
Right.
Attributes. So here's the thing. Like, imagine you said, "I want a chair."
All right.
Well, in HTML, that would be quite simple. Go to the very bottom of the document, underneath your comment. Make some new lines.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. Right. Cool. Now even though this is now not real HTML.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Just imagine that there's a tag called chair. So make it.
I love that you preference that. That's not a real thing, but thank you.
Great, good. So we have a chair tag. Now that all sounds good, but what if I wanted a yellow chair?
Then you're fucked, mate.
You can't, because at the moment we've only dealt with the idea of having the thing rather than describing. So think of this. This is a good metaphor for this. Like, think of the HTML tags as nouns.
Right.
And think of the stuff that you want to configure that thing with as attributes, right?
Right.
Or adjectives. Sorry, is the word I meant to use there. So
word, yeah.
nouns are the thing, and adjectives describe the thing.
Right.
So here's a trick. After the chair, after the R in the opening chair,
Okay.
put a space before the closing tag. That's it. Type color equals. In fact, color was the wrong word to use. Size. Let's say we want a big chair. Size equals yellow. Perfect. Now, the only extra trick you need, the only trick we need. Actually, yeah, you're right. Let's make large then.
Yeah.
That makes much more sense of it.
The size of yellow.
That's it.
Right.
The last part you need to do is put the value in double quotes and don't have spaces between the name and the equals.
Sorry.
Sorry?
Like that, right?
Perfect. Now, that is how you now configure attributes on a HTML element. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Now we've done the syntax.
Like that, right?
Whoa, what happened there?
Oh, fuck. I don't know what I did.
Undo a few times because what you had was perfect. That's perfect. That's
what
what we
about
want.
the closing tag? That doesn't make sense.
Oh no, so the closing tag simply says I'm the end of that thing now. It's the opening tag. Yeah, it's the opening tag you put all the attributes on.
Does that make more sense if we do that there?
Well, hit tab once, hit tab, and then put the closing bracket on a new line that lines up with the opening bracket. So tab backwards. That's very good, actually. Like, that style is how to read it the most, because you can see the problem. If you didn't do this and you had 15 different attributes to put onto a HTML tag, which can happen, you end up going all the way right off the screen to the right hand side.
Right, I see.
So this pattern that you've just done there makes it much more readable just to have lots of attributes. Right. Now, so we know about the concept of when we put a HTML tag, we can give it properties, right? We can
Adjectives.
configure how it behaves. Adjectives is a good word for it.
Mm.
Now, what? Let's call them attributes from this moment.
Okay.
Now we understand that they are like adjectives because it'll be a bit confusing. So the next question is, well, what attributes can you have, right?
Yeah.
Right, and the answer depends entirely on what tag you're using. So different tags have totally different attributes. It depends what they are, right?
Like that, right?
Um, yes. Here's an annoying thing for you. Whenever you type the word color in programming, spell it the American way without the U. So it's just OR.
What the
That's
fuck?
it. I know. We just have to like think of it this way. English is our first
Why
language.
did we enslave them?
Imagine if English was your second language. You still have to learn all of these English foibles.
We should have
Anyway,
never invaded that shitty country.
that's why I said color was a wrong example to use just now because of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Aluminium.
So we get the concept now.
Right.
If we go back, delete our chair example, which is a useful little example, but that's done now. Let's come back up to our where we want a link. Now, if I told you two things, to make a link, it's the A tag.
Attribute.
No, not attribute. It literally stands for anchor in this case.
Okay.
Yeah. And the second thing you need to know is that the attribute that controls where the thing links to is called href.
Yeah, I know that.
Cool. So if you cut that link, that URL there, make an attribute of the A tag called href.
Oh, hang on. H like that, right? No. Hang on.
Well,
Like that?
well, no, because what you're
Fuck.
doing now is you're adding a child element.
That's
You're
it. That's
making
it.
yeah. So do you remember what we did with chairs just now, where we said
Yeah.
chair space size equals?
Yeah.
So in this case, it's A space href equals. So you need the
I
trick
see.
here is
Hang
to
on,
do
I
it
got you.
inside the tag. That's it. You got it. Perfect.
Is it href like that, or is it?
Href. It's href exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, equals, and then some double quotes, and then we want to put the URL in the double quotes.
So can I just cut this?
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Perfect.
Oops.
Oh, hang on. Undo a few times. Let's get our value now. Cut. That's it. Great.
Yeah,
and then
boy.
tab the href in once.
Yeah, because
Great.
it's not an equal, is it? So hang on.
That's it. Very good. You're starting to read the structure very well now. Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing to say is that you've got a weird stray closing tag on line 25 that should actually be.
Hang on.
Hang on.
I don't.
I don't.
Hang
yeah.
on.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, you're nearly there.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're missing one bracket. See if you can tell me where the bracket is missing from. Read it very carefully.
Is that it?
Read no, because well, that's saying that something just before it is wrong.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, so look at each line. Go from line
This is
20.
right. This seems to be right. I don't know, dude.
Right, look at all the other closing. Look at line 17, right? That's a closing P tag that's correct.
No, hang on. Sorry.
Yeah, don't just do stuff unless you know what it is. Undo a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually just fixed it. The problem was you press delete once now. That was your problem.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, I
Anyway,
completely forgot what the fuck I was doing.
It's all right. What you'll find is you do quite a lot of that. The only other thing is on line 23 you need to tab the
In general, or just me?
A tag in.
23.
General.
Oh, okay.
Line 23. Yeah. Generally when you do it, yeah, that's it. That means
That's
better.
neater.
Now, generally when you do HTML, you'll find yourself matching tags quite a lot, and
Yeah.
it's just part of the thing.
Part of the
So
guy.
press delete once now, and we've got
sorry.
quite a neat thing.
Yeah.
Now, before you look at it in the browser, nothing will actually show up because all we've said is here is a link. If somebody clicks on that link, then go to this page. But you because we haven't put any children inside the A tag, nothing will show up. So just not an attribute. That's the attribute section.
Sorry.
Hit a new line after line 22.
Oh,
That's
fuck
it.
Yeah.
That's inside the tag,
That's
right?
it.
So now just type click me. Now, yep, and then save that, and then look at it in the browser.
Like how? Like this or?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's just some text that we can see. Save that. Refresh the browser. Check that out.
Oh, fuck
All
yeah.
right. So yeah, and then click
Ah,
that, and you
dope.
end up at the
Awesome.
video.
Awesome.
Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah. Maybe this should
Cool.
be Crystalia's vid now, because that's there. Because otherwise it won't
Maybe
make
it
sense.
should be what?
It doesn't
Maybe it should
matter,
be.
whatever.
Okay. Cool. So that's pretty cool because now
Pretty
what
dope.
we've learned there is like HTML elements have more than one child, and they also have some attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of structure and stuff, that's basically it. The next job is to basically understand what all of the different HTML elements are and what they're for.
Mhm.
Right. So that's basically a like go and look at HTML tutorial and go, oh, there's this one, it does this. And there's that one, it does that.
I did that
Let's
before this.
yes. But
Not all of them.
when you exact there's a lot of them, and there's what I'm saying is that's like
Learn it.
that's it's learn that by doing it throughout the process
Oh, okay.
rather than let's sit and exhaustively understand every HTML element. That's boring, right? It's like, oh, that's what I don't have is a hammer. Okay, I'm going to go out and find a hammer.
You're right.
Is
You're right.
yeah, and that's HTML in a nutshell. There's lots of different tags to do different stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do one more in this example, and then we've kind of got a very neat like here is how you add HTML tags with attributes, right? Let's put an image on the screen and link it to a YouTube video. How does that sound?
Okay.
Cool. So very good. IMG is
Fuck. What happened there? Hang on. Hold the fuck on. Like that, and then something in the middle, I guess.
well tab line 27 one more. That's it. Right now, here's the thing to understand.
Yeah.
IMG is exactly the right tag for an image, so well done.
Thank you.
The next thing to understand is it's one of the few tags that never will have any children.
Okay.
So it's a weird one where when you do
Understood.
IMG, because it kind of like HTML ends at that point, right? It's going like, all right, I'm going to render that image for you,
Uh-huh.
but like that's just an image now. You can't really put HTML inside an image. That
Right.
doesn't work, right?
Okay, so get rid of
So
this.
here's a weird one to learn: is you can have a HTML tag that doesn't have any children,
Okay.
right? Therefore, after line 25, just get your mouse to the very end, right? That's it. Hit left on the keyboard once. Press space. Now press /. That's it. Then delete line 27.
Oh, so this is its own closed thing.
So it's its self-closing tag.
Right.
Exactly. That's a good right. Now, the next thing to understand about an image tag is that it will do nothing unless you tell it where it can get the image from.
Right, so let's go find an
Right.
image.
So we need to go and find an image. Where should we find an image from?
Here. There's a
Yeah,
board.
very good. That's it. Open, copy link address. No, I think the link address won't point directly to the image. If you, right click on there. Hang on, open it. There you go. Very good. That was some nifty
There.
internet usage. Right, hang on then.
Or
Good
there.
question. So if I tell you
Yeah.
that to render an image, you give a value of a URL to the src attribute, what would you do?
I'll go src.
Hang on, pause. Is src a HTML tag or an attribute?
Oh, it's an attribute. So hang on.
Very good. So where does it go?
Hang on. Would it be in here, or do I make a new attribute? New attribute. Right.
Well, okay, let me rephrase it for you. src is an attribute of the image tag in the same way href is an attribute of an a tag.
Oh fuck. Sorry. Okay. So
So look at how you've done the a tag with href.
right that.
Okay,
Sorry.
do yourself a favor. Just at the end of line 25,
Mhm.
get your mouse just before the /. Press enter twice. Now, does that make it read a bit better? Because now look at line 21, which is saying href equals. You
Yeah,
want to do
yeah.
exactly the same as that, just with src equals.
I don't know what I'm doing, mate. Sorry.
No, you're actually doing it good. Like, go to the beginning of this line.
Yeah.
No, get that value back where you had it. Go to the beginning of this line.
src.
src equals, open double quote.
Oh shit. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can see it now. No, you want the double quote src equals doesn't go in a double quote. Leave that alone.
Oh, sorry.
Get rid of those quotes. That's it. Put a double quote after the equals sign,
Oh,
and
that
put
makes more
another one
sense.
right at the end of the
Yeah,
line.
like the href. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly, just like the href. That was the idea. Right, and then
Ah,
tab src in one
click.
so that it looks nice.
I was going to do that. Hang on. But
Perfect. Well done.
don't we put click this or something?
No, because at the moment we're just going to render the image. Then we can look at how we make that too, right? So
Ah, okay.
press save and let's have a look at that in the browser, see if it works. So there you go. Look at
The
that.
weirdest website of all time, but it's good.
We have an image on our page. That's
Image
awesome.
and a link to some tits.
So last step, the last part of our thing is let's make that football turn into the same link to the YouTube video.
What?
So like what to understand there is inside a link
If you
tag
click on
you
that,
can
it will
have.
go to the same thing.
Yes, you can.
That's
So inside a
insane.
link, yeah, it's cool.
Why
Like
would
inside
anyone
a
do
link
that?
tag,
All right.
yeah. So inside a link tag, you can have text or an image, right?
Okay.
So just cut the whole of the image tag that you have,
Even the SRC bit.
the whole thing, including line 28. Like you put an extra new line on 27, so get rid of that new line. That's
And
it.
this whole
And
thing
then
here.
the whole you need lines 25 and 27, all three of them. That's it. Cut that, and then click after line 23. Hit enter, and then just paste your image in. That's it. Now we might want to tab in lines 23 through 26 because they're the children of the A tag. That's it. You can always select multiple lines and press tab at the same time. Is a
Okay.
trick. Yeah. You didn't want to tab in line 27 though, because that was the closing A tag. You
Sorry.
see.
Yeah. It's not a
There you
child.
go.
Child
Cool.
system.
It's all right. No,
Alright.
this is
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is very wax on, wax off that part.
No,
It
I get you
just
now.
is very worth it. And then yeah, tidy up the spacing. Very good. Save that. Reload it in the browser.
I feel like you've made me tidy first before I do anything. Boom.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Can we tell them to do that though? Because that's weird.
Well, now I'm gonna right. So I think like now is the point at which you can change text and add bits and etc. So what you could do now is you could make a page that has lots of images on it. Each one links to a different place.
Right.
Right. So you could make a sarcastic political page that said, "Click on the turnip." Oh look, it ends up on Boris Johnson's Wikipedia page.
Right.